This guy sounds like a hurricane hitting his house.
I'm back.
Okay, so I joined this game yesterday. I'm like, hey guys, can you friend me? Like, are you Silverchair? No, first I was like, are you Silverchair? They're like, yeah, but he isn't. And then I joined and they're like, oh, can you like, I'm like, can you friend me? We could like team up and like kill everyone else. They're like, yeah, no, we're not gonna friend you. You're probably bad. Like, they're like laughing. I'm like, okay, what's the problem? And then they're like, yeah, you're probably 10 years old. Lol, you're stupid. And then we got into this one place and a squad killed them. And I think they knocked one person, but I got 2 kills. Actually, no. I think it was like a 2-man squad because one of them died. I killed both of them of the enemy squad, and the 2 teammates that were being rude to me, they were knocked. I'm like, say you're sorry. And they're like, say sorry for what? I'm like, you're harassing me. And I almost killed another person, but they died. And you know what's funny? So what they team, I had 2 kills. They both had dealt like 94 damage. Another one dealt no damage. I dealt like 300. So 94 damage to 300. I absolutely destroyed these kids. Like, they were honestly garbage. They're really hypocrites. So that's funny. Is that not funny or what? They were literally trash talking me, and they died first before I did. And they left. They didn't even like when they died, they just immediately left the game. That was funny.
Are you in?
Yeah. I'm so glad that they got the karma that was getting to them. They were like saying that I was a squeaker and that was bad. And they were like really just bullying me. And I absolutely, they got dumpstered and I didn't revive them. So you guys, if you ever join my team and you always trash talk, if you join my team, don't trash talk. That's simple. You trash talk, you're not getting revived. That's simple as that. We're doing a mission with a semi. By the way, I looked at the fields that you harvested. You did pretty good. I'm not gonna lie there. How much percentage are we on to the farm? Okay, so everybody is aware of our financial situation on this farm. I'm harvesting a potato field again. There's a semi gunner.
How much money do we have?
We have 8. We have like just under 9 grand. Here's the thing.
209.
Actually, gunner. So your job right now is kind of a fun one. Your job, if you choose to accept it, is to take my John Deere 500T and harvest all the soybeans. If you do that, you could save our farm. And then if you want, you could cultivate. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
Because to be honest, if it sounds like it's a lot, I don't want you sitting around doing nothing because it's a waste of time. So I'm trying to include you more. It's boring to have a person on the server and they do nothing.
And what do you want me to do about these sugar beets?
Oh, yeah, just harvest over them. It won't get them, but you can just cultivate them. That's no biggie. We can't even harvest sugar beets. It costs a lot of money. Well, they cost 22 grand for a thing that cuts the heads off. It takes 98 grand to... What? A front end loader? Why is that?
Yeah. So we can get straw?
We can't get straw from soybeans. What's it called? The stem of a soybean is way too small. You can only get like it from wheat and barley and
From
canola,
wheat,
I think. Wheat 100%.
Yes. That makes sense.
Yeah, so while you do that, you can get us, right now you can get us like 16-ish grand, maybe 10 grand. Here's the thing, we use about $400 a day, and it could take, in the game, and it could take me more than a few days, and we might actually lose money. So, you know what the good thing is? I want to let you start kind of doing some stuff, because if you do stuff, you're going to get better at the game. And if you don't do stuff for my farm, you're not going to get better. That's how... Because I was like, I know I'm not trying to be the worst person ever, but I was once bad at like harvesting, but then I started doing it myself, and then I got this good. I mean, I still I mess up here and there. No, and if you don't think I mess up, you can go to the potato field. I always like miss strips.
It's so satisfying watching, like, doing the combine.
Oh, the combine? Yeah, that combine is awesome. Now, here's the thing. To successfully turn that combine around, you need to actually, like, when it, like, shoots out the back, when it, like, gets to the edge of the field, then you whip it around, and it feels so good. If you perform it just right,
That's what I did.
Yeah, it feels awesome.
I think we make more money off of corn, to be honest.
Corn, no.
I did yesterday, and you know how much money I made out of like the second smallest trailer. You know how much I made off of it?
Right.
Off of a full bucket of that second smallest trailer? 9,000.
What field? 22 times. Well, you see, here's the fact. Each acre for soybeans, unfertilized, you plant them in the ground, you don't do anything. No slurry, no manure, no fertilizer, nothing. It produces a yield of 2,500 units per acre. Yep, I actually did the math. So, well, here's the thing.
That fast?
Yeah, well, not the math. I did it at school yesterday, but... So field 25, 24, and 26 are all 0.67 acres. I got that data offline, or online, on the internet. So, and field 19, unexpanded, again, that's what COVID said, that field is about 1.76 acres. So I got 4,400 soybeans from that field, and guess what? I divided it and did some math, and it actually gave me exactly 2,500 per acre. So if you multiply 2,500 by 2 or 3, you get, well, here's the thing. You multiply that by, what's it called? 1 to 3. So 1, that's the minimum amount of money we're going to make, and 3 is the maximum. Because soybeans, each, like, one soybean can, like, one unit in your harvester can get up to $1 to $3. It doesn't look like much, doesn't sound like much, but those numbers will add up. So, like, every, like, you know how, like, on the unit, you see, like, it's gaining, like, thousands? Every unit of that's $1 to $3 we're making. And those numbers, they definitely add up. And right now I'm just harvesting potatoes. Yeah, we're not gonna seed tonight. It's too late. I know it's dumb, but do not take the truck for the trailer, because it actually, like, it pulls the truck down a little bit. Oh, Gunner,
Yeah.
you want to hear? I have something fun for you to do. Maybe if you can do it. You maybe if you want, I could buy a seed pallet and you could take the truck and go get it. I don't know if it'll hold. The truck will hold it, but
Okay, I might need a forklift or like a
either
skid
that, or
steer.
you take the fork truck. You take the truck with a risk of not being able to pick it up, or you take the tractor with a 100% chance to pick it up. That's my dad.
There.
I don't think he realizes he's on stream. You there? Are you in the game?
Yeah.
Like, are you?
Yeah, I'm in the game.
That harvester's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I just had to get this. It's amazing. I don't understand why you'd ever want to get rid of it.
I mean, I will get rid of it one day, but that thing is gonna stay for a long time. I mean, to be honest, the header is wide enough to take the field out in 5.
Hey, keep your door open. Nobody's gonna be here except for you. Okay?
Yeah.
Mom locked all the firearms up, but if there's one on top of the fridge, this shit hits the fan.
Be sure to get what you miss. That's
Whoa, check that thing out.
that's Gunner.
What's up? What's up, G-Dar?
Hey.
He said
If
hey.
Rayce picks his nose on the camera, just ignore it. That's like that. There he goes. He can't even help it.
That's rubbing.
Are you streaming?
Yeah.
Do it. What are you trying to do?
Right, look.
Like, I saw you trying to take a shower in the soybeans.
Yeah. What do I look like now? It's a nice little harvester. I mean, the head takes the field out in no time. So, to be honest,
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
why I like it.
I think it's a waste of money to buy a bigger head for it. It's okay how it is right now. It's better than the other one.
It's perfect.
So,
It's
to
perfect.
save money, and plus it has a track, and to be honest, it actually turns faster than other tractors. Yeah, be
it
sure to
does.
get the ones you missed.
Yeah, I will. Once I get done with the rest of the field, and I'll get the ones at the end.
Got it. No lucky, baby. No lucky, baby. No, I can't, baby. No, I can't. Okay, we just lost $400, but we have to hurry.
Oh no, I'm underneath the map.
What?
I'm underneath the map.
That's really Gunner on there?
What?
That's really Gunner?
Uh-huh. Wait, what?
Oh. I'm back.
What up, dude?
Hey.
What's up, man? Is Rayce helping you out?
Yeah. Well, I'm
I'm trying to get the potatoes because this costs like a lot of money to make.
Make sure he pays you well.
Actually, we both share money.
Sadly, I don't think you can. Sadly, I don't think you can pay other people. But you do get paid. I can tell you that.
It's a nice little John Deere. Okay, I'm gonna go back to work. If you don't know what it is, okay, let me try to get the model up. It is the John Deere T560.
Okay.
So if you ever wanna, if you ever want it, the track costs an extra 20 grand, but it's worth it, dude. It swivels.
20?
It costs 20 extra grand for a track on it.
That's a lot.
Yeah, you could buy a few seed packets in that.
Dude, I want a little overkill on the mods. I have like almost a full focus on.
I want to install mods, but mods kind of ruin the experience. Like, Fallout is okay, but sometimes the mods I do, like the cheating mods, I don't like it, so I switched accounts to play Fallout usually. I mean, it might not seem like the best idea, but I'm cutting this top off the field and I'm making it able where I'm able to swivel around. The potato harvester is the epitome of a Minecraft redstone nerd creation. No. We're at 21%, so we're at 1/5. Oh, by the way, I found a bug. The bales that I got yesterday, they're still there.
Oh, I thought you were all done. Weren't you?
I quit because there was this potato job was 50 grand, and if you stack 50 grand against 8, that's over 55 times. So yeah.
It's a little more than 5 times, isn't it? Yeah. It's like 7 times.
About 6 maybe.
Alright, I gotta roll, dude.
Hey.
Later.
Hey. And then make sure to give it a nice cultivating. Just like you did last time. You actually did pretty good. There were some mess ups, but to be honest, really great.
I think I'm best with the Puma and, what was it? What was the cultivating skin?
Okay.
I was already on my second field. I just got done with it. And after each field, I will take the Puma and the trailer, and then I'll just take it over there.
Yeah, take the trailer.
No.
And Okay, it might cost us a little bit of some money, but actually, I'm gonna buy the seeds after you take the beans in. That way, we are 100% sure. Oh, let me check stocks. Okay, so the second biggest is restaurant, so you're clear. Corn's getting a good selling right now. However, it's being outbested by soybeans. Soybean stocks are kind of low right now, but they're the highest. They're the highest except for eggs and milk. Wool is pretty high up there.
Yeah, we haven't really gotten any sheep yet, have we?
Yeah, just me, I had sheep once. The production of wool is not too good.
But the game updated, so...
Stars up above us. Right, because I only have like 5 sheep. But I do know how to make an automatic sheep farm. You just gotta get a walk to the trough, so you can just hook the puma up. And don't move the trailer. You just hook it up to the trailer, and then you fill the trailer up, and then you fill the trough up. It's kind of cool. And you need to like take a mower and a forage wagon and dump the grass in. So to take care of sheep, you need a front end loader with a bucket on it. You need a forage wagon, a mower, a water tank, and a trailer. I think that's actually it. But you have to clean them, and they're pretty annoying to take care of. And plus, sheep are kind of stupid. They have the IQ of 10. Which puts them 7 times below mental retardation. You know, that's pretty normal.
What's the highest IQ in the world besides Fortnite?
I know, but my grandpa supposedly has IQ of 146, which yes. IQ below 70 is basically means you're stupid.
Which grandpa?
My mom's dad. Shut it! I'm home alone now.
So I've already gotten 3 of the rows done.
Whoops. What are you doing?
Going on the 4th.
It might take you more than 1 trip to take the beans. I'll buy another trailer one day, but... The harvester holds approximately 10,000 units. The other John Deere harvester is... Do you get tracks? Oh, mother F, you do get tracks. You do get tracks on the best John Deere. I want to get the actual one day. Trust me, this playthrough has much potential. I have plans that are gonna make you happy, Gunner. You just gotta keep working and working and working.
I love this game. Like, I would love to do this in life. I don't care if it would take every day of the month. I don't care.
I wanna surprise you, but I don't want to spill it. Trust me. You're gonna want it, but it's gonna cost us a lot of money.
I don't get it. It costs a lot of money.
Well, we're gonna get it when we get a lot of money.
Because if you think about it, like giving a present to someone and them just getting it is basically stealing someone's money.
Did you know that there are some Indians, not like, you know, like people in India, but there are some Native Americans that have parties where you go to the party and you get the gifts. It's an opposite. 23%. Da da na 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 na. Maybe when we get like insanely rich and we max out the game, I'm thinking about going to like, we can go overseas to, I think maybe like the UK.
Wait, we can go to different states in this?
We can go to different countries. Remember, this is the United States of America, the eastern coast. I didn't even know the. Wait, but what it says it's in America, but where in the heck is? Where is this place? I mean, it's not way too sandy. It's more green. I mean, maybe we might be somewhere between California and Washington. That's what I want to get, I guess. Maybe Oregon. I want to take a jab at Oregon. Is that where we're at? Maybe, I don't know.
I'm just about done. I think I gotta get like... Oh, I actually got it already.
Yeah, and then give it a... Yeah, I'll take the beans to the harvester. Sorry if I seem like that person, but...
No, you're good.
Yeah, would you rather watch me or do something? Because I think you'd rather interact. Okay, so now you just need to take the beans to the restaurant. And I'm thinking...
I gotta be careful just because there's no cover on it.
It's okay. They don't spill out. I can't tell you how many times I've tipped over a trailer and it's not spilled out. But that doesn't apply to real life.
That'd be a pain. That'd be a pain to me.
I just scoop everything back up and...
That happens to me constantly. Yesterday, I actually tipped, like, you know, the plane.
When tippers actually tip.
I actually got the V8, I think it was a V8 show.
Field 6 is gonna grow potatoes. Gunner, when the tippers actually tip. That's what they're actually called. They're called tippers. You know the big, the best trailer in the game? I kept seeing them on my way to and from school. I think I saw our combine. I think I saw our combine when going to school a few days ago. It had like the holes on the side, like the big lines with a black disc.
We just got 16 grand. Well, 7 grand.
That's how much one... Oh wait. Oh, nice. Nice job. Okay, I'm gonna buy the big bag of seeds. There you go. It's at the store waiting for you if you ever want to go get it.
Okay.
You got 2.1 grand. Oh, take the extra seeder. Or actually, the best thing is... Never mind,
I'm gonna take the pallet. Is it a pallet?
Here, can I take the Puma back to the farm and I'll...
Give me a big bag. Give me a big bag.
I did. Actually, the big bag... I like the pallets better. It's okay, I have a pitchfork. Or I have a forklift in my, not a forklifter, but like a fork loader in the garage at home. When you get done with the seeds, put them in the shed right when you get in. That's for deliveries, for storing fertilizers. That stores fertilizers, seeds, herbicide. It also stores like fuel and stuff. That's what that place is for. It's for like shipments that are coming in or going out.
No, all I gotta do is cultivate. Really.
Wait, can I go to the store and pick it up?
You go. Yeah, you go to the store and pick it up.
Can I?
Cultivate.
Can you pick up the pallets?
I think so.
You can pick up that, but... I mean, you can pick up the big bags. That's actually... Yeah, we're gonna need a pitchfork over here. Uh-oh. I'm going to space.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm going to space. I figured out how to actually do it.
Like, you literally just blasted off.
Wait, where'd it go? Oh. Here's how you do it. You want to go on top of the thing, and you crouch down, pick it up. Like, you crouch down, you pick it up.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's how I do it. Exactly how
And then the lower to your altitude, you actually crouch, and it, like, goes down a little bit. And you can actually, for the pallet, I think you can walk. Like, this one allows me to walk. So if I really wanted to, I could actually fly to your location. Do you see me? Go to shop. Go to the shop.
1 second, let me get this. Okay, I'm here.
Do you see me on the map?
Yeah.
Look up.
Is that you up there?
What with that box? Wait, watch.
I thought that was a plane. I really can't tell if that's you.
Okay.
Dude, the pallet is still in the air. Oh, it's raining people. Oh God.
Here's how you do it. Ready? Watch this. Yeah. See, you step on it and then you crouch and there you. Oh, it didn't work. I think you touched it wrong.
Oh.
And you pick it up and then you go and then you uncrouch.
Start it.
Then you have to let it go. Now watch this. It's like you're using telekinesis.
No, it's my bag.
Okay, so.
My bag. My bag. Get off. No, it's my
You have to
bag.
let it go. You have to let it go. And then you have to, yeah, watch this. You have to crouch like this. You have to actually have two hands. So like in Aces, if only you can see this right now.
It's the movement of the game. I see a chainsaw. It's mine. Can I pick
Look
it
up, look up. I am your father. Luke, I am your daddy.
I wish I could get a gun and just shoot it down. Boom.
Whee!
Okay, I'm gonna. Whee!
Well, now I know. Oh God. Owie.
I gotta cultivate. Did you
Wait,
just
where?
fall?
Oh, there it is. If you actually want to take this home with a truck. What the heck? Here, why don't you put this in the truck?
Sugar beets are so fragile. Sugar beets are so fragile if you think about it. Because whenever I drove through my sugar beets, they were so fragile that whenever you drove over them, they would just poof, disappear.
It's called crop destruction. You can do it to any other crop. Yeah, thanks to me, I finally perfected the way of flying with seed packets. Imagine you actually gets down, grabs seed packet, gets up. Oh God! Ready, and...
How did we just go down 2 grand as my
Like how it's like one moment we're cultivating, we're working. Second, we're using, we're like literally performing Apollo 11 with seed bags.
Yeah. Like, I was trying to work and all of a sudden I hear...
You would think
Come here.
if you're
Come
farming,
here.
you don't go to the damn stratosphere. Wow, 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 wow,
Well,
wow,
we just
wow, wow.
created, farmer.
We created a spaceship.
How about Farming Simulator 19 in space? Extreme Edition.
Farming Simulator Apollo 11 edition.
It was kind of like 217, wasn't it?
SpaceX edition.
Ow! I hit my elbow on my PS4. I've been so close to the TV. So I'll be right back. I'm back.
Yeah. I like the music in this game, it's actually pretty decent. Yeah, YouTube, the platform with porn and crap on it, bans people that don't do
I
porn.
just saw a bird crash into the... I saw a bird crash into the ground.
Kamikaze boy! Boof!
What in the world?
I'm 26% done with this field. We're a quarter done.
Is everything still at the shop?
If you want to do, if you need a seed, you need to take the truck over to the shop and get the seed, like the big bag, and strap it down first.
the seed bag in, like the big bag in there.
You just pick it up like you were doing earlier.
Oh yeah.
Swag. No, wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Do you know, like, if I die, maybe I just might play rapping for Jesus at my funeral. But Jesus Christ, it's like, let his light shine through you. Let a light pop a cap in your butt and say hallelujah.
If you look like on the mini map, like on the map, you'll see. Imagine this was the speed of walking. 1 second, let me get it. I'm in the truck right now, but imagine this was the speed of walking.
Be careful if you don't, if you're not.
God. Hurt.
We're back. I'm gonna set this boy here to do my work for me.
Look. I just threw this. Look how strong it is. Like, look, this isn't even real. I just yeeted it.
PETA is stupid. It's retarded. I hate PETA. I hope they all suffer and flounder. I hope they effing die. I hope they get their heads blown off with a motherfucking shotgun. I hate the people for ethical treatment of animals. PETA supports. PETA, don't abuse animals. Also, PETA, we have killed over 10,000 pets in our animal shelters. They're a problem to society. I hope everyone. Wait, I think I know what song something else. Yes, this one. You there? Hey. Gunner? Guys, I have come up with an awesome revolver idea. So it'd be almost like this one, but then the top would flip up like this, like you'd flick it down and expose the barrel and eject its electric battery, and you could shove it back, like you could just flip it up and then shove it, and then it just goes back in, and it's awesomeness best.
If you don't want to get stuck on the big bag, I would say, put, like, run on to your side. Run on your side. Like, run sideways is what I'm trying to say. Where'd it go? They always make you get in like the hardest places. And then it's like, oh, we're just gonna go. Oh, it's gonna make it harder. In order to get the big bags in. I want to make like a little, if you go into the landscape thing, I really want to make one of those little monster truck courses so we could take like a diesel or something and go through it. Oh darn it, you didn't get the mod I thought you had for the cars. Because there's these like lifted trucks that I really like. Whoa! Did I just drift it? How did I just do that?
And you got your balls.
Previously on
Listen. Listen.
What happened? You got your balls annihilated. Then you got knocked out like a pussy.
Oh, I have
Listen. I got your
Have a good one.
annihilated, didn't you?
What happened?
This is
You
really
got your
funny.
balls annihilated. Then you got knocked out like a pussy. Why are you here? Oh, I came willingly.
Hello, I apologize for the ball busting. You make me sick. What kind of person orders their robot to do that to another human being? My name is Palma. My job
It's a Minecraft
is to
sermon.
make everyone dance and watch quality content on YouTube.
Look at that. Like folds out, watch. Oh! Rotations on the quality.
These people are under my control and watch whatever I want them to watch. And dance for me at will. Apart from this guy. He's just weird.
Well, let me ask you, Palmer. What kind of videos do you tend to watch? Do you watch
Hi.
Innocence?
No.
Couch Shop?
No.
Funhouse?
No.
Dexter Manning?
Oh, no.
Well, then screw this. I'm out of here. Come on, guys.
Wait, lab, shitty content.
What's going on here?
Oh yeah, they turned them both into robots while you were battling away.
Trust me and my
I don't suck. I can't win this.
And you got knocked out like a pussy.
That was perfect.
It's not funny. You're ruining this game.
What's up, fellow crablings? Hope you're having a spanking fantastic day. I was gonna make a very different video.
No sources. No fucking sources. That's kind of an issue to me. I would love to know sources. Which once again doesn't make things look good for them. Alright, so this here, did you know chicks die so you can eat eggs? That says male chicks are often only 1 day old when workers.
Oh my god, did you know that? That baby chickens have to die for you to make eggs? Yeah, I never knew that. I only knew it ever since I was like, I don't know, goddamn 7. Yeah, Gunnar, did you know that our sun is yellow and orange? Who would have ever fucking known?
Throw them out into a machine that shreds them alive, all because they
Why-
can't
why-
lay eggs.
why lot you
Once
eat?
again, the link is PETA. Maybe I'm the only one, you know, who has a problem with this, but I know when I do more of my investigative videos and stuff like that, those longer form content, I know that I always will cite my sources, and I always have a gigantic paste bin list of every single source used in my videos, so that you guys, if you are so inclined to, can know exactly where I got that information from, or what led me to believe or make the conclusions that I did inside each video. And, you know, I look at this and I'm like, what are you doing? You're spewing a bunch of shit online. You have no sources to back it up because it looks like you're literally making up your own sources from your own website. I just don't get it what PETA is doing.
And keep going the name,
That
please.
being said, that's where we're going to end today's video. I can't believe we barely made it into like any of their tweets, like beyond like a couple days. Like they tweet so much, get so little interaction for being such a huge Twitter page, and they don't
Aww.
cite their sources for anything.
Love Casper, it's her dog.
Link back to them. So that's a little disappointing to find out too, but honestly, after doing this little deep dive I did on them, there is so much about PETA that I could like still talk about for ages. This company is just backwards. Don't forget, if you guys want to volunteer, totally check out no kill shelters in your area and volunteer there instead. It's a really great experience, and it definitely helps animals. Sometimes donating your time is a lot better than donating your money if that's something you can do. So that's where I'm
Are you
end
cultivating?
this video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit a like. If you guys are new to the channel, subscribe.
Gunnar?
And I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Love you guys. Bye.
Gunnar. Good job, Gunnar. Oh, there's like a little chute in the bottom. There it goes.
Rayce. Rayce.
Okay, so I figured.
I'll be
Wait, can you
back in a minute.
hold on? Can you just accept the sleep? Can you accept sleep?
Yeah.
Dude, I found out that if you hold that bag over the seed thing, it actually dumps it. Cause there's this little. That's so cool. I never knew that before. Oh, it's raining. Luckily, I can do it. Once you get back, please start cultivating again. Just I need you.
Hello everybody, it's Blair or the Illuminati. Welcome back to the channel. It has been a long while since I have decided to do kind of more reactionary type of videos, since I've been really focused on doing more of these scripted type videos that I hope you guys have all been enjoying. But today I decided that we need to readdress kind of something or take a look at something again, because for some unknown reason something popped up on my Twitter feed about PETA, and you guys know from my one PETA video I did a couple weeks ago that I'm not exactly the biggest fan of PETA, as most people are not. So I decided
They are declared an enemy of the Abbott agency.
Take a look at their Twitter, because as I started to scroll through their Twitter, I found so much shit, and I was just like, well, some of it is going back to some of the things that I referenced with their scare tactics and all of that. Some of this is just some outright ridiculous stuff. So about an hour ago, I think, I made a tweet because of something that surfaced on PETA, and I know that Twitter is so keen on blocking literally everybody and everything as soon as they can. So I realized I'm racing against the clock here, which I want to be honest, I'm surprised they didn't block me already after that video that I made. But why not try it again? Because, well, PETA blocked me. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and take a look at PETA's Twitter. Some of the stuff that I saw, because obviously, as you guys saw from my tweet, I'm not really a big fan of you smashing up somebody's car and then spray painting it because you want to protest something because of the brand that car is. So, yeah, before we...
Wait, what?
The video, guys, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it. Alrighty, guys, so here we are on the homepage of PETA's Twitter, which, yay, we're going to be blocked off here real soon. So it says, breaking animal news, vegan recipes, rescues, and more from the largest animal rights organization in the world. They also, which they should just add right in that little black space right there, also the largest kill shelter in the U.S., but I just don't...
God damn!
But just as a casual...
10,000 animals have died in that shelter. Holy God!
If you put 10 animals in there,
that's like 1,000 a year.
go ahead and take a look at this.
And if you don't think that's a lot, just imagine stacking like... Imagine stacking like, what's it called, like 10,000 dogs in like if you like took a dog and you like turned off gravity and you like put them side by side in like a cubicle form, you'd get a large amount of like a large cube of dogs. Heck, there are more PETA has killed more dogs than the people that live in Eureka, and there's a lot of people that live in that town, which is about 5,300.
I believe this is them using like that shock factor, that scare tactic that they like to use, which is generally not effective. Throughout this video, they do post a lot of...
Let me try to come up with a fake fact that sounds real. Tourists, the yellow park actually secretly kills its animals. That sounds real. Maybe it is, but it's fake. Did you know there was somebody that, you wanna know why you don't cross the fence at Yellow Park, where the springs are at? Somebody fell into the hot spring, and their body just completely dissolved. Like, not in minutes, but like in hours. It was gone. The only thing that was left of him, shoes. Just shoes. It's pretty scary. heat. And that's why you don't ever go near a hot spring. They will kill you. That's 300 degrees of water Fahrenheit.
Or a lot of really
Did
disturbing
you get all of
images
those,
that I'm blurring out because I didn't want to see it, and
where'd
I'm
the
pretty sure you
seeds
guys
go?
don't
Did
want to
you
see it. There's nothing
put 'em somewhere?
cool about that, but there's other ways to get your message out. I think a shock factor way of just like displaying this information does not work, but that's just my personal opinion. They obviously think I'm wrong because they are continuing to do it. So on March 8th, which was apparently International Women's Day, they said, how do we defeat gender and sex-based inequality while also paying industries to abuse, assault, and exploit female animals for human consumption? You know what, like, I get...
Oh my god! That's the stupidest, most dumbest excuse. So guess what, guys? I'm a sexist man for eating a female chicken's freshly laid eggs. I'm really sexist, and I hate girls if I eat female cow meat. Yeah, I'm very sexist. Yeah, you girls. If you eat chickens that were once male, you're sexist. That's what PETA says. Oh Christ, you wanna know something funny? Only female chickens lay eggs. Only female cows produce milk. Yeah, that's called the goddamn food chain. And if you break it, you die. Here's the thing. Think about this. If we kill animals, well, if we kill animals at the right rate, there's not going to be way too many. Which means that if there's not too many, then, because the more members of a species, the more mouths to feed.
Had 18 hours ago, it looks like Marnie the dog, which was
Gunner.
super fake.
My God, so you're sexist if you eat another or consume another animals, like if you consume the opposite gender's meat from another animal, you're sexist. That's PETA's rules, and if you break them, oh no, you're such an animal abuser. Oh my God. GFY, bro. GFY. Imagine that one nerd in class saying that you're sexist for eating female animal meat. Oh my God, we're so sexist. No. Sexist is like saying, oh, girls are so bad at everything, even though, duh.
Dog, you've seen this dog running around, this little cutie pie. Apparently, which I'm just finding out now, Barney has passed away, which is really sad. I mean, 2001 to 2020. That pupper had a good life, though. So that's PETA responds and says, "Rest in peace, Marnie. That sweet smile and those adoring eyes inspired countless people around the world to consider adopting senior pups. Wishing you the very best as you remember her."
What? That dog lived to be 19? My God.
Kill rate of shelter animals. But yeah, the top response here is hilarious. If these people had given you the dog, you would have killed it without thinking twice. So now this start of this tweet here is about like what got me to like make my retweet. When I started looking through PETA and stuff, was I saw this about the Iditarod, which apparently PETA is saying is inhumane. My understanding is a lot of working dogs used to do this as part of their job. Like, this wasn't like an event. Like, this is what people did living way up north. As you guys know, I'm getting a dog soon after like a very long year of research and working and talking to breeders and trying to figure out, you know, to make sure.
Oh my God. Are they? Wait, what's that? So they're saying that it's abusive if you put like one of those racing dogs, like one of those like sled dogs in Alaska, to work. Those dogs are bred to be work dogs. Their genome, gene pool has adapted to resist all that crap. What? No, Gunner?
I'm now. Hey, where'd the seeds go?
So you wanna know what PETA says? Okay, so Gunner, according to the rules, PETA says that if you're a man and you eat a female cow's meat, you're sexist. It's called the food chain, asshole. Here's the thing. I'm sorry to break it to you, PETA, but here's the thing. Here's how life works. You get strong until somebody stronger kicks you back down. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked. If there's a species better than you, it will dominate you. That's the rule. And you can't break it. It's called biology. Now they're saying that if you make a husky, you know those dogs that pull the sleds in Alaska and crap? Well, they said that if you work those dogs, you're bad. Those dogs are literally, they're genetically built to resist temperatures. They're built to work. And if you don't believe me, I hear a rumor that says that they can pull 100 miles in one day. One day. 100 miles. May not seem like much, but imagine that. A dog could go 100 miles in one day. So you could travel across the country in just about 20 days.
With me, as long as like I had a bunch of allergies as well, there's a whole bunch of things that were playing into place where it's like I had to go visit a bunch of dogs and go look at this and that and the other thing.
I'm 1/3 done.
Do my roommates die? Like, do we have an allergic reaction? And then finding like the right type of person to work with as well. Since like the dog breed that we ended up selecting
in sub-zero temperatures.
Finally coming home in like just under a month now. It's been like a long year of waiting.
Oh my god, those dogs are in oh my god, those dogs.
He has his own channel, but it's mainly like for.
Would you rather? Okay. I know everybody has seen this, but let me show you what a husky looks like. If you don't know what a husky looks like, they're usually with the little dog. They're like they're like white German shepherds almost, but like wolves. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So, do you know what a husky looks like? Look at this. That's a husky right there. These dogs are built for winter. They're genetically adapted to winter. Oh, I love their little curly, bushy tails and their blue eyes. They're like wolves and shepherds mixed.
I don't know really how like the video.
Oh my god, I love this little dog.
To just kind of be able to look at and like watch him.
It's so cute.
I don't know, but that breed, a Samoyed, is a working Arctic dog, and that's what they used to do. And they developed a really like intense bond between their owners, their human owners, and like the pack. And they would help carry things, and they enjoyed working. And that's something that my breeder told me.
Would you rather? Why are they okay? So they're saying that they'd rather pick on a dog, like they're like bashing a dog that can take sub-zero temperatures and the harshest conditions, rather than taking a dog that's like in the hot heat all day long, chained up by rusty old tetanus chains. Like, dude, there are way worse dogs that are suffering. Last time I've seen a dog like that, they love it. Shepherds, German shepherds, huskies they are both working dogs. They love to amuse and impress their owners. That's how it works. Those dogs love their owners and they love what they do. That's how, like, bro, like.
It's like your dog wants and needs tasks, like to be busy and happy.
Exactly. A dog wants to be busy. What would you rather?
Like when I see something like this, I'm like, maybe something.
What would you rather do? Sit down and do nothing, or like go out and do something? I know I'm playing a game, but I'm actually doing something in the game. That doesn't make sense. It's falling towards.
beds and stuff all around the house, like waiting for him. I have like the elevated cots for outside for when he does go out and wants to like chill in the shade and stuff like that. Like, and that dog in the wintertime is gonna have a blast. Like every time there's snow, I know he's gotta go outside. So it's like that's not really fair. Like humans and dogs are not the same. We don't have, you know, double layer fur. Like I'm just saying, like it's not the same, sis. So this again is another Iditarod thing, and I guess one of
PETA is calling for criminal investigation in Iditarod musher Jesse Holmes. What?
Jesse Holmes, I don't 100%.
Are you there?
I feel like the Iditarod is not that bad unless like I'm misunderstood. I might be. Let's take a look. So we are on Iditarod's homepage, which I didn't know they had like the whole homepage and whatever. But it says here that even after the advent of the airplane, dog teams continue to be widely used for local transportation and day-to-day work, particularly in native villages. Mushers and their teams played important but little-remembered roles in World War II in Alaska, particularly in helping the famous Eskimo Scouts patrol the vast winter wilderness of western Alaska. After the war-shortened medium-distance freight teams were still common in many areas of Alaska, even when President Kennedy announced the United States would put a man on the moon. During the 1960s, however, it was not space travel, but the advent of the Iron Dog, or snow machine or snowmobile, that resulted in the mass abandonment of dog teams across the state and much loss of the mushing lore. So then it looks like in like the 1960s, after snowmobiles and stuff started to kind of take over, that this was kind of more of a historical, like significant event to go along the Iditarod Trail, and that's where this whole thing started from, according to their history.
Yeah, less dogs are being used.
And nostalgia background about this that I had no idea until just now, which I'm certain some of you guys are on the same.
Wait, so you're saying that if you cut those dogs short, then it puts more pollution in the air, which kills more animals? Idiots! Effing idiots!
Wrong with that. Just again, PETA is going off, and this is just 20 hours ago. I just realized this. They tweet a lot. Holy shit. It says no dog would voluntarily run about 100 miles a day for 2 weeks through wind, snowstorms, and sub-zero temperatures. The Iditarod must end. There are a fair amount of dogs that they are Arctic dogs, and that's kind of like where they live. There are animals in the Arctic that's literally what they do. This is just kind of like an organized team of them kind of doing it, and it's something that was done for many years. Like, it's like, just wait until PETA finds out that horses used to be used before cars existed. It's like, how about you just like, shush? Maybe? Now it does say here that thousands of dogs are bred each year for sled races like the Iditarod. Dogs are chained up outside of these breeding compounds, and some have frozen to death or died of complications from eating rocks, presumably the result of intense frustration of spending years on a chain. So I'm clicking on this because
What?
It's gonna be a little while.
What?
oh, this is just part of a long.
It's gonna be a little while.
Okay.
Why is that?
That's kind of what I'm looking for. Is if this is real, you know, I obviously want to know, but I just want to see. This is a PETA link, so that's not a verifiable
Back
link because
in a little while.
So I would love to see their facts on this. I could tweet this at them, but I'm pretty sure they won't respond. I'm gonna do it anyway, though. So we'll see if they respond to that, although I highly doubt they will. But we'll see. You know, if their sources link back to themselves, like what it looks like this is maybe, then I don't really trust it. So again, this is apparently saying Sam's Club supports animal abuse because they sell tickets to SeaWorld. I think SeaWorld's a piece of shit. That's a personal on me. I hate SeaWorld. This is at least not grotesque in imagery or anything. Like I'm okay with this, I think. This is do vegans shower? Depends on who you ask. Why is this a thing? Apparently not many people really care to find out either. 4,000 views and oh my god. Stop killing vegetables.
Yes! Stop killing vegetables. Eat bacon instead. Vegetable lives matter. That's right, guys. Put down that celery, goddammit. It's time to eat bacon!
It's kind of fucked up. It's funny. This is weird. I don't know what this is. It says they're passing his blood around like a party favor. I am censoring this so that you guys don't have to see this. But what they are saying here are that U.S. Marines are beheading snakes, guzzling their blood, and calling it survival training. I don't know what this means. I don't know if this is photoshopped. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know the validity of this. I'm obviously blocking out the imagery so you guys can't really see it. Again, I feel like at this point with PETA, it's like if they were trusted and they just weren't slimy about their tactics early on, I would be more willing to trust the things they post, but I would really like to see their sources from things that don't come from their direct website, like this link right here. My big issue with PETA is the lack of sourcing on a lot of their stuff. They show you a picture, which pictures can be staged, manipulated, photoshopped, whatever. They show sources, but all their sources, you know, air quotes here, lead directly back to their pages. So it's like, okay, cool, so you're sourcing something that you wrote. Well, okay, I could make a website too called, you know, IlluminatiTellsTheTruth.com or something, you know, and in there I go, if PETA found Bigfoot and they're keeping him captive, and then I put it on the internet and I source that, and I source that page, and now I have sourced something technically to verify my tweet, but the source still comes from me. So it's like this little loop of non-sourcing while pretending to source at the same time. So that's kind of
seductive Sunday.
So this one is PETA talking about dogs that are inside Texas A&M University, saying that these dogs are stretched. I'm not 100% sure what they're saying. Help us free the remaining dogs, and then the link again at the very bottom. PETA, I just want sources. I want you to show me a news article. I want you to do something other than sourcing back to yourself. So here we are. We've been through I don't know how many tweets. We still do not have a single tweet about vegan recipes. I, for one, am quite frankly devastated. I came here for vegan recipes, and I now have to look at vegan leather and dogs. I mean, when the dogs are alive, like, that's cool. So it says a recent study estimates that the vegan leather industry will be worth $89.6 billion by 2025. This is a pretty chill article. There's nothing crazy here. But again, the article, the link, it's PETA. I want to go see if they actually...
It's the home makeover sale at Furniture Row. And right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus, 5 years, no interest, and free shipping. The home makeover sale, on now at Furniture Row.
Dog.
actually source anything inside of their links. So this article was made in 2015 and then was updated in February 28th. Okay. So I want to go...
They just destroyed that entire freaking slice.
That's very cool. Alright, so here we are at the bottom. And there's no sources. Ow. Some sources at the top. Okay, there's anywhere, and that's kind of a problem. They talk about brands that use vegan leather, and then they literally just talk about the different types of leather. So where's the part where they say that it's gonna get the where's that number? What was that number again, Nikita? What was that? 89.6 billion. Let's go ahead and do a search on that. So Control F, which is cropped out of the screen. But we're just gonna go, we're just typing the word billion, and that is a 0 out of 0. So that's weird. I would really like to know where they got their source for that, because that's something I'm genuinely curious about. But the article, which links back to them, doesn't tell me anything. It's just a list of different types of fruits that become leather, but no sources. No fucking sources. That's kind of an issue to me. I would love to know the source, but they won't provide it, which once again doesn't make things look good for them. Alright, so this here, did you know
That was PETA spending it.
This video is sponsored by NordVPN. Keep your internet browsing safe with one of the best VPNs on the market by going to nordvpn.org/Illuminati or using my code in the description box to get 70% off. Yes, PETA, the newest problem child on my channel. It seems as though the moment I turn my head away from PETA to look at something else, they keep popping their heads back up to show me something else they've done wrong. I really thought I had made a video with a decent overview of the oopsies they made, but as it turns out, surface, and I am just constantly falling back down this rabbit hole, even though I keep trying to escape. As you'll probably see from the title, we are going to be taking a look at where PETA puts some of its money. And I'll be honest, it's not good. And again, this started with a relatively superficial search. I kept hearing about these video games that PETA makes that are absolutely horrific, very graphic, and disturbing, and I thought, hey, that might be something interesting to look into. And then it led me to finding out the ways they tried to shock children at their schools with grotesque imagery, and then the hole just opened all the way up like a big sinkhole. And I just kept finding more and more information as to what PETA is investing in as propaganda to spread their messages, and it's an absolute train wreck. So, hello, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Blair, or the Illuminati, and today we're going to be fastening our seatbelts and keeping our arms and legs inside the crazy train at all times. PETA is almost synonymous with controversy at this point, so you know that if they popped up on my radar again, it is for nothing good. Just like with any video I do discussing controversial organizations, things are sure to get spicy, and I can assure you, much to my displeasure, that things will be very spicy in today's video. Because today, I take a look at some of the controversial ways PETA spends its money. From their shock tactics to bad video game parodies, and sprinkle in a little bit of the organization supporting domestic terrorism, you've got all the trimmings for today's video. So let's just get right into it. See, the thing about PETA that has always thrown me
PETA,
off since the first time
anti-autistic people.
why do they do what they do? Their general message and what they claim to stand by is not really what I think of when I think of PETA. I understand the acronym is People for the Ethical Treatment of
Stupid effing, stupid atheists, stupid freaking liberals.
That's just what's top of mind for me. So I decided to go to Twitter and I asked you guys, what's the first thing you think of when you hear PETA? And my God, none of you held back. A vast majority of you had a top of mind comment revolving around murdering animals and their abysmal kill shelter rates. For me, that would be a huge red flag if I was working for them. If my nonprofit's top of mind for many, many people is murdering animals while my mission statement is about protecting animal rights, then something very clearly went amiss. Now, the secondary group of comments revolve around PETA's many publicity stunts and controversies. Some of these I'll be discussing today, and some of these might be saved for a later date.
Oh,
A bit from discussing their video game parodies, which we will get into in a little bit, to how they use scantily clad women to promote their message, and everything else under the sun. The third set of comments were a lot of you guys just joking around or using the whole PETA stands for people eating tasty animals, because that joke is literally as old as time. But, you know, people gotta say it because
People eating tasty animals.
Every day, Ameren, Illinois works to deliver reliable energy throughout the state. So no matter who you are or how you use your energy, there's an option that's right for you. Learn more at amerenillinois.com/options.
very cool and original, but we had those in there too, so yeah, I saw you guys, but still not funny. But here's what I'll say about PETA. This company claims to use resources to fundraise for the organization to further spread their message, but in reality, this company has devolved into internet gore trolls that thrive off notoriety and an extremely high kill rate of the very animals they claim to want to protect. But anyway, let's take a look at how PETA spends donation money to theoretically spread whatever they think their message is at this point, because
The only message is the Rona.
I don't really know what it is, honestly. Let's start off by addressing their video games. It's something a fair amount of you had mentioned in my Twitter replies. PETA has been cooking up the idea to try and spread their message about animal rights and advocating vegetarian and vegan diets in their video games for years. Their earliest game was a Flash-based game called Make Fred's View. This Flash game coincided with a new anti-milk ad campaign PETA was running to lower the consumption of milk. What was interesting about this campaign is that it was heavily targeted at high school students. This means that PETA was okay with showing a gross image of a man vomiting from his mouth and through his nose, and then connecting that to an online flash game where you would continue to make this man puke a liquid lunch. In 2003, they released a video game called Save the Chicks, which was part of PETA's anti-dairy and anti-KFC campaign. other games called Revenge of the PETA Tomatoes and Lobster Liberation, which was an early Frogger parody. It was not until 2007 that PETA finally began to attract a large audience within the gaming community with the release of the game called Super Chick Sisters, which, as you can tell, is a parody off of the name Super Mario Bros. In this game, you controlled two chicks named Chickette and Nugget, and you were out on a mission to rescue Pamela Anderson, who was being bullied by KFC mascot Colonel Sanders, aka Daddy Sanders. And yes, that is a reference to the KFC dating game, which, unlike this game from PETA, was actually fun to play. Now, as a side note, Pamela Anderson is more problematic than helpful for PETA's cause, and she's one hell of a massive hypocrite, and PETA clearly supports it and is okay with this behavior. Just as a quick note, Pamela Anderson's Dodge Viper was auctioned at a benefit for PETA, and the interior had a luxurious leather interior, which, as you know, leather is an animal byproduct. What is particularly hilarious about this donation is that she told the Associated Press in 2008, "I've been working with PETA for 15 years. They're my kind of ethical advisors. With them, I see actual results." Now, while she is framing this to be a good thing, here are some facts you probably want to know that will make this laughable. The first is that this article was written in 2008. The year 2000 Dodge Viper in question that she owned still had that luxurious leather interior. This means again that it's an animal byproduct. She directly tells the Associated Press that she had been working with PETA for 15 years. This means that she started working with them in 1993, but the Dodge Viper in question was made in the year 2000. Or 1999, sorry car people, it's not my gig, but I know what 2000 means. This means that even though she claims to have been an animal ambassador for PETA for all those years, she was still very much okay with purchasing animal byproduct goods while preaching to the public how terrible you are if you do those very things. But it's okay for her because she's a big celebrity who can just turn around and donate the car after she's had it for 8 years of fun, right? That seems a little bit hypocritical to me, but, you know, hey, that's just me. I could be wrong. But anyway, let's get back to the obviously fantastic video games. That was just a little something that I found that I was
AAA. Get ready, guys, for Fallout 76 to be made a AAA game compared to these things.
Of the cooking simulator game, Cooking Mama, that was called Cooking Mama, Mama Kills Animals. And I'm sure many of you are not surprised by what I'm going to say. This video game was made up of a bunch of mini-games that all related to preparing animal carcasses. What I found particularly interesting about this version of the game was that this was the first time that PETA encouraged its users to write Cooking Mama's developers to create a different version of the game with only vegetarian recipes. Now, that sounds a little absurd to most of you, and I agree. Asking a developer to recreate a popular game with only vegetarian recipes does not do anything to help your cause. However, it does make you look more annoying, which seems to be the trademark attribute of PETA. They also released another Flash game called Mario Kills Tanuki, which is a parody of Super Mario Bros. 3. PETA had decided to release a statement that the game was meant to be tongue-in-cheek, a fun way to call attention to a serious cause that raccoon dogs are saved alive for their fur.
Where's that?
They implied that by Mario one of my friends are already here, and I just got my non-real player
It lagged out.
that they're sending the message that it's okay to wear fur.
Well, see you.
Now, I don't get that from the Mario games, and I don't really know anyone who took that kind of meaning from the Mario Brothers 3 game in any capacity. But somehow PETA thought this was a good idea too. And for the record, in this version of their game, the player controlled a skinned, alive, but living raccoon dog that chases Mario around to retrieve its fur. So it starts to become extremely clear that they make these games based off of popular games with large fan bases for the attention, but their message is incredibly marked. Then we finally get to what is probably their most popular remake of a game, which is when they decided to recreate the Pokemon games and create their own version called Pokemon Black and Blue. This game was a parody of Pokemon Black and White that focused on animal fighting and experimentation. Now, I admit I have never played this game, and I have no intention to play this game. But all I really need to know is that there's an Oshawott that's alive in the game and by Ash himself. My first and immediate thoughts surrounding this is that Pokemon has a massive audience. While there are many Pokemon fans like myself who grew up with the franchise for years, there is a new wave of fans that are significantly younger than me. These fans are young children
No, now my plan has fallen into effect. Now I'm gonna start going up and down like this way.
However, if you believe that, then you're really not gonna like what I'm about to show you. In addition to Peter's attempts to enter the video game industry, which I could obviously argue, as you've seen, is targeted at children, they additionally made a comic called Mommy Kills Animals. In this comic title page in the bottom right corner, it says, "Ask your mommy how many animals she killed to make her fur coat. The sooner she stops wearing fur, the sooner animals will be safe." And by the wording, it is implied that you give this material to a child to shock them and get their attention with very gory and disturbing imagery. And by then, by proxy, they would go home and ask their mom why these images exist. But hey, you know what kind of video this is, so of course I have more than just one example for you. In 2015, PETA faced outrage with a controversial billboard which I'm sure
Here it comes.
but it featured a
Oh,
child
never mind.
and a cigar. They used this imagery of a child smoking a lit cigar to tell people not to smoke. A lot of people were very obviously outraged that a child was being photographed for a campaign smoking a cigar. Now, whether or not the cigar was punishable,
What? Meat does not increase cancer.
the point was made that there's an implication that eating meat is worse than allowing your child to smoke. And this outrage was very, very justified. Because standards of the
Hey guys, do you remember how like on my streams I say, "Oh my god, I love Culver's. Oh my god, I love my hamburger." I have inhaled, bruh, if I were to count all the meat that I've eaten in my history, like the square meters, I'd at least have enough square meters to probably, I don't know, maybe fill a quarry. Like, I've eaten so much meat in my life, you could probably fill an entire freaking quarry. Like, I mean, I'm talking Thornton Quarry in Chicago. I'm living just healthy.
They said that it was hugely misleading and should not appear again. This next ad campaign was something that hit very close to home for many of my fans that watch this channel. The marketing
There it
campaign
is.
was called Got Autism, and this was a direct play off of the well-known milk ads they say for Got Milk.
Stupid faggot. That's not how autism is caused, Fida. You're stupid. You're misinformed. You deserve to get a 9mm to the head.
Now, I know by now many of you have seen my video about Autism Speaks, and I think you can fairly assess my opinion on this kind of message, and see how I feel about someone who is willing to misrepresent those individuals who are on the spectrum for the sake of spreading a message that is not factual. Much like the anti-vaxxers, this ad obviously drew the ire of absolutely everybody. Here's where things get a little more messed up than usual. After the billboard was taken down by the advertising company, PETA still tried to make fake claims on its website that their PR stunt was a huge success and actually helped autistic children worldwide. I have
Didn't help me.
this kind of advertising company anymore. It does not spread any message about the target industry, which
Hey, I remember I drank milk and my autism actually went down. Huh? 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 Oh!
McDonald's sells you children's.
Can.
So PETA decided to try and ruin that too. They created something called an Unhappy Meal. In 2009, they handed out Unhappy Meals full of bloody rubber chickens and a packet of ketchup. And if you missed that campaign, they actually handed out their Unhappy Meals to actual children, which understandably terrified them. Once again, my issue here is that if they were trying to target an adult audience, why were they doing this and scaring children purposefully? You didn't have to do that, but you did, and you look like monsters for it.
Ooh, watch list groups.
Right here is the reason I decided to make this video in the first place. I came across this information about PETA supporting domestic terrorism groups, and I thought I already had the strongest link with PETA until I read this. I have no idea that they could stoop down to this level. Now, once again, this sounds absolutely absurd that a large nonprofit like PETA would want to be associated with groups that are on the FBI watch list and are noted as legitimate domestic terrorism groups. However, they are. PETA provides aid and comfort for the Earth Liberation Front, known as ELF, and the Animal Liberation Front, known as ELF. These two groups
Aren't they both bad?
over 600 crimes since 1996, with an FBI estimate of these two groups costing more than $3 million in Abbott did not seem to care when he addressed the Animal Rights 2001 convention in Virginia, telling a crowd of over 1,000 activists that, and I quote, blowing stuff up and smashing windows is a great way to bring about animal liberation. In fact, according to a 2002 Washington...
Yeah, guys, you want to promote, guess what? I don't, tell me, if I were promoting autism awareness, what would you join me for? Would you join me if I did a parade down the street, peaceful, saying, oh, we're being abused? Or would you rather have me smash your neighbor Nancy's windows? Oh. Almost. I'm not trying to be joking here, but I'm almost to tears right now. 32 years of data lost in only 32 minutes. All to one reckless bastard. Why? That data could have helped, and you destroyed it. And I hope your ass gets destroyed with diarrhea.
In 1986, he sank 2 whaling fleet ships that caused about $2 million worth of damage. So this man was thoroughly committed to use violence to try and spread a message. However, he just overshadowed his message with his own violence, rendering his entire message moot. Additionally, in February 2006, he was arrested on a felony charge of using an incendiary device at a public gathering at Hillcrest neighborhoods in San Diego. This indictment directly related to a 2003 fire in San Diego that destroyed an apartment complex, causing an estimated $15 million worth of damage. A banner was found at the scene described with the initials of ELF.
This is the biggest act of eco-terrorism in U.S. history. Fire deliberately set on the night of August 1st, 2003, that destroyed this nearly completed $23 million apartment complex just outside San Diego. The fire set to protest urban sprawl.
This is the biggest fire I've ever responded to as a firefighter.
By the time the fire burned itself out the next morning, all that remained was a 12-foot-long banner that read, "If you build it, we will burn it." Also on the banner was the acronym ELF.
When you saw that banner, what went through your mind? I knew I had a problem.
A problem because he knew what ELF stood for, to Earth Liberation Front.
So yeah, this is just another example of the fantastic way PETA uses their money, is to support actual criminals who blow up parts of universities. But hey, let's take a minute to talk about a company that doesn't support terrorism, and let's talk about an awesome VPN service that I use, and a company that works with me and many other creators to help us make the amazing content we make for you, NordVPN. Now, I know a lot of you are staying home right now, whether it's because you already work from home, maybe there's bad weather, or, maybe some other things. But whether you are staying on the go or staying cozy at home, make sure the way you browse on the net is safe, because the last thing you want is to find out your ISP has been saving your data to sell to third-party companies. So use a VPN to make sure you're browsing safely and securely all the time. And using a VPN means you get access to more content. Is a YouTube video blocked in your country? Well, now you can just change countries. It's like having unlimited videos now, which is great considering how we're all kind of staying indoors for a little bit. NordVPN has over 5,500 fast servers in over 60 countries, so you'll have no problems connecting to other servers for whatever it is that you need. And there's no data log.
Becco's Hank uploading? We should watch. I'm gonna watch some Peck Inc. 41%. 2/5. We're Field 5 is next. Maybe we should do it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let's keep on going. Maybe, how Peter spelled out of control.
The best RPG on PC.
Stop, It's not seconds away because computers are so horrible. I don't want to play this. I don't want to play.
When it comes to controversies, few groups talk the love or hate dichotomy quite as well as people for the ethical treatment of animals, or PETA. From targeting children with its anti-meat and dairy marketing to the shock fact that PETA has euthanized over 19,000 dogs and cats since 1992 and counting, PETA has been mired in controversy since its inception. And while you'll find dozens of videos and articles detailing PETA's activities, fewer articles focus on the mysterious British activist Ingrid Newkirk, who founded the operation with the assistance of a few friends in her basement. And although she's turning 70 sometime this month in June, she continues to make headlines as PETA's leader of the organization. Perhaps the most controversial figure in the history of animal rights.
I cannot wait till she's gone. I'm sorry, guys. I cannot wait till she goes away. Till she disappears.
Newkirk's story is the embodiment of the phrase, "the road to hell is paved with good intentions." And although she may have begun her journey as a woman looking to end animal cruelty, diving into the depths of extremism have twisted her message and permanently altered the history of animal rights activism. But is Newkirk really the evil figure she's often made out to be? Or is she just a woman on a mission who happened to fall down the slippery slope of extremism and who's become the media scapegoat for the quintessential preachy vegan? So hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Blair, or the Illuminati, and you guys have guessed it, we are taking another look at PETA. Ingrid has always been that weird, shadowy figure in the back of all my videos that I've referenced or mentioned to or said some of the crazy things she said, but I've never quite dug into who she is as a person. And today we'll be going down the twisting, wild rabbit hole that is the life of Ingrid Newkirk, the infamous founder of PETA and one of the most
I hate her.
CEOs in the world. Let's get into it. So, who exactly is she? Though most people associate Newkirk with her organization PETA and its attention-seeking public stunts, Newkirk didn't feel any calling to fight on behalf of animals or animal welfare until she was in her early 20s. Newkirk was born in Surrey, England, and lived in Europe until she was about 7 years old. At this time, her parents relocated to New Delhi in India, where her father worked as an engineer. When she was a teenager, she moved to Maryland in the United States. In 1972, a basket of abandoned kittens would change the path of Ingrid's life forever. While studying to be a stockbroker, Newkirk had found an abandoned cat and her kittens. She took the animals to a local shelter who told her the cats would be put down. Newkirk misunderstood the phrase and assumed that the shelter worker meant that the cats would be put up for adoption. When she asked to see them just minutes later, she was shell-shocked to hear that the cats she cared for and brought in had been immediately euthanized. When I arrived at the shelter, the woman said, "Come in the back, and we will just put them down here." I thought, how nice, you will set them up with a place to live. So I waited out front for a while, and then I asked if I could go back and see them, and the woman just looked at me and said, "What are you talking about? They are all dead." Shocked and disheartened by the experience, Newkirk quit school and got a job in the shelter in hopes of eventually changing some of the agency's policies. Unfortunately, the job gave her little more than an in-depth look at abuse and cruel conditions dogs and cats were being put under. According to Newkirk, the conditions dogs and cats lived in at the shelter ranged from inhumane at best to downright sadistic at worst. I went to the front office all the time, and I would say John is kicking the dogs and putting them into freezers. Or I would say they are stepping on the animals, crushing them like grapes, and they don't care. In the end, I would go to work early before anyone got there, and I would just kill the animals myself, because I couldn't stand to let them go through that. I must have killed 1,000
Nice saving the animals.
every day.
Jerk.
Those people would take pleasure in making them suffer. Driving home every night, I would just cry thinking about it, and I just felt to my bones, this cannot be right. You might have seen a meme floating around cutting this quote out of context and making it seem like Newkirk took pleasure in euthanizing the
Hit Willy Wonka. Where is it? Willy Wonka. And I mean,
I must have killed 1,000 of them, sometimes dozens every day. Some of those people would take pleasure in making them suffer. Driving home every night, I would just cry thinking about it, and I just felt to my bones, this cannot be right. You might have seen a meme floating around cutting.
So, Gooker, how many of those animals you save come out alive? Oh my god. And the last one, he has killed 3,000 dogs, cats, rabbits, and them. I hope her nipples get bitten by a guinea pig. Oh, well, he was born in Joliet, Illinois.
the most anti-PETA person in the world, myself probably one of them, would agree that the conditions the monkeys were kept in were at best inhumane and borderline sadistic at worst. Tab had no form of training as a veterinarian or animal keeper and did not hire a veterinarian to care for the animal wounds or illnesses in the lab. Tab would consistently starve the monkeys or electrocute them with prods in order to encourage them to use the limb that had been cut off from the brain. The sanitation of the monkeys' cages were of no concern to researchers who often left them caked with the monkeys' own feces for years on end.
Oh my god.
The cages themselves were also super unsafe, and monkeys often caught their limbs and fur on the wiring of the containers, drawing blood. No one bothered to bandage the monkeys' injuries properly on the few occasions when bandages were used at all, and antibiotics were administered only once. No lacerations or self-amputation injuries were ever cleaned. When a bandage was applied, it was never changed, no matter how filthy or soiled it became. They were left on until they deteriorated to the point where they fell off the injured limb. Old, rotted fragments of bandage were stuck to cage floors where they collected urine and feces. The monkeys also suffered from a variety of wounds that were self-inflicted or inflicted by monkeys grabbing at them from adjoining cages. I saw discolored exposed muscle tissue on their arms. In one experiment, monkeys were locked in a sealed refrigerator and then repeatedly electrocuted until they used their disabled arm.
Oh my god.
This is particularly crazy because when the experiment began, the dominant theory in the world of neuroplasty was that animals were physically unable to use their non-functional arm. He had no idea if the monkeys were electing not to use that arm or if they just couldn't do what was required of them to stop the electrocution. That would be kind of like if I told you to jump 3 feet in the air right now or I'm going to tase you. Sure, you might be able to do it, but there's also a pretty good chance you're going to end up being zapped.
Even though I have to drive this thing around, I'd rather drive this thing to the harvester than the harvester to there. Please. Please stop. Cross out the game is way better.
A graduate student at George Washington University, Alex Pacheco, volunteered to work as an unpaid volunteer in Tab's lab in order to gain a first-hand perspective of exactly how research animals were kept during and after testing. Shocked by the conditions, Pacheco snuck a camera into the laboratory and photographed the monkeys' living conditions, which he then brought back to Newkirk. He then passed the photos on to the police, who conducted their first-ever animal cruelty raid on a research facility on September 11, 1981. Police who conducted the raid reported being just as shocked and appalled as Pacheco and Newkirk were when they first learned of the mistreatment. Head of the Montgomery County Police Force, Lieutenant Richard Swain, said the following: "It was absolutely filthy, just incredibly dirty, like nothing I've ever seen. I've executed lots and lots of search warrants. I've worked in murder, in narcotics, in vice, but this was the first time I went into a room and I felt legitimately concerned for my health just being there." Tab was eventually tried and convicted of multiple counts of animal cruelty. Though all the convictions would later be overturned in an appeal, the case of the Silver Spring monkeys would eventually lead to a national media outrage and new laws concerning research, animal treatment, and the types of experiments that can and cannot be conducted on animals. It would also catapult PETA's status from a nameless group of 5 university students in a basement to a household name. While this might seem like an open and shut case of animal cruelty, one particular note struck me when I was researching the story of the Silver Spring monkeys and how PETA released its evidence. Newkirk and Pacheco didn't just submit their evidence to the police and wait for justice to arrive. They also leaked the story to the press before the Montgomery police had a chance to infiltrate the facility. PETA had called multiple press outlets the day before the raid. As a result, the police were greeted with crowds of reporters, cameramen, and assorted animal rights activists handing out pamphlets. Revealing that a raid would be happening is actually against Maryland law, and Lieutenant Swain didn't hide his displeasure when asked about the appearance of the press during the raid. "I was mad," Swain recalls. "It wasn't appropriate. In fact, it's illegal in Maryland to divulge the existence of a search warrant. To outsiders, this may seem like a pedantic detail. After the raid had occurred, the press would inevitably find out what happened from police reports and eyewitness accounts. Who cares if they found out that a raid happened 24 hours or so early? The truth is that there's a reason why it's legal to make public knowledge that a raid will be conducted.
Because that predicts where they're going to be at.
A search warrant before they can legally enter a home or business to conduct a search. This can take days, weeks, and sometimes sometimes even months depending on the needs of the police and how busy the courts are. If the facility had been tipped off about the upcoming raid before police had the chance to get their search warrant, they could have had a chance to clean up their act, so to speak, before the Montgomery police had a chance to serve justice. This might have been PETA's first major foray into active action against animal cruelty, but it was also the first sign that Newkirk had no problem bending the rules of the law in order to make a point. We will see Newkirk drastically escalate this concept with future PETA stunts, eventually leading to a split between Newkirk and Pacheco, who would no longer stand Newkirk's leadership choices. I'm often asked, why did you part from PETA? Was it a fundamental issue and/or do you feel the actions by PETA were justified? The short answer is, I left PETA because it had and has drifted far from its base, and because of disagreements over tactics. Over time, she began to introduce the investigative work, mostly because it costs a lot of time, and began replacing it with what I call stupid human tricks. This caused friction between us. But these stupid human tricks, as he said, would eventually become the least of Newkirk's problems when it came to public image. The Animal Liberation Front, or ALF for short, is a leaderless animal liberation group that supports direct action to eliminate animal cruelty. This direct action can include everything from non-violent means of action like peaceful protests and sit-ins to violent crimes like arson, destruction of property, and assault. Because the group doesn't have a formal organization or hierarchy, actions committed on behalf of ALF can vary wildly depending on the cause and individual. ALF has claimed that the group doesn't support violent actions or actions that are against the law. Despite this, many government officials and media outlets have condemned ALF for their failure to condemn violent attacks, many of which involve destroying property with fire. According to the Southern Poverty Law Center and the FBI, the Animal Liberation Front, alongside another group, the Earth Liberation Front, otherwise known as ELF, committed more than 600 criminal acts between the years of 1996 to 2002 alone.
Oh my God!
Extremist has emerged as a serious domestic terrorist threat. Individuals within the movement have discussed actively targeting food producers, biomedical researchers, and even law enforcement with physical harm. But even more disturbing is the recent employment of improvised explosive devices against computer product testing companies, accompanied by threats of war, larger bombings, and even potential assassinations of researchers, corporate officers, and employees. ALF has claimed responsibility for a very wide range of attacks by law enforcement officials to be acts of domestic terrorism. For example, in July of 2002, animal rights activists who claimed to be associated with ALF set off smoke bombs in two downtown Seattle buildings, sending over 700 office workers fleeing into the streets. The buildings were targeted because they housed insurance companies providing policies to Huntington Life Services, a research company that conducts animal testing. It's important to note that ALF claims to never have directly harmed or killed a human, that they only target empty properties with arson attacks. However, the group's reckless abandon has directly injured thousands of human beings, and it's pretty safe to assume that it's only a matter of time before someone inevitably is killed by one of ALF's raids or attacks. I can't believe this is something I have to say, but there is no amount of safe arson. Ingrid Newkirk has caught heavy criticism for her outspoken...
Yeah, because burning a house is really safe.
history, some people have felt the need to break the law in order to fight injustice.
You don't need to break the law to fight injustice. You're committing an injustice by breaking the law.
PETA is a legal activist organization, but we realize that other groups have different methods, and we try not to condemn any efforts in behalf of animals in which no one is harmed. The ALF, which is simply the name adopted by people acting illegally in behalf of animal rights, breaks inanimate objects such as stereotoxic devices and decapacitators in order to save lives. It burns empty buildings in which animals are tortured and killed. Anyone can be an activist. It does not take any special skills or superhuman abilities. You just need to care enough about animals to want to help them. Another important note, when pressed, Newkirk has claimed that she doesn't support the acts of arson committed by the Animal Liberation Front, but her denial is unconvincing at best. I do support getting animals out in the same way I would have supported getting human slaves out, child labor, sex slaves, the whole lot. But I don't support burning. I don't support arson. I would rather that these buildings weren't standing, so on some level I understand. I just don't like the idea of that. Now, obviously, I can't get inside Newkirk's head, so I can't say for certain that she's lying, but I'm just throwing this out there. If you need to add addendums to the phrase, I don't support arson, I'm not sure it's a very far stretch to say that you might just possibly be okay with a tiny bit of arson. Newkirk's direct association with the ALF is murky and steeped in confusing contradictions, but there's no question that Newkirk has publicly come out in support of the ALF. In 1992, Newkirk wrote a truly bizarre 400-page book called Free the Animals, the amazing true story of the Animal Liberation Front in North America. The ostensibly non-fiction book tells the story of Valerie, a former police officer who was responsible for founding the first American chapter of ALF after being called to action by PETA's Silver Spring monkey case. The authenticity of the account has been questioned numerous times. Joe Shoesmith, a longtime animal activist and a core founding member of PETA, claims that Valerie is totally fictitious. Newkirk has admitted that the account was fictionalized for narrative effect, but hasn't admitted that the story has been completely fabricated, as Shoesmith claims. It's impossible to tell who is exactly telling the truth.
I'm gonna see if my mom's gonna be anywhere near. I'm gonna be hungry. Crap, it's 11:34 and I'm gonna start getting hungry soon. I'm gonna get this up to 50%, and I'm gonna take a break for a while. We did a lot, just 30% today. That's a pretty good amount of potatoes we harvested. I know I'm not on the face cam. I'm just searching on the way. Oh, I got to 50%. Wow, exactly 50%. I'm gonna take a break right now. I'm gonna go play. Maybe I might just go. I might just go play another game. I'll be right back, guys. Maybe later, maybe a few hours. Bye.